Blessings, you guys. I had a rough start today, but I'm feeling a little bit better. But I'm going to get right into this. And I know you guys see that title, and I'm going to make that title make sense. And I really want to take my time with this. I don't want to have to, well, I probably have to do a part 2 to this because there's only so much that, I want to say right now because I'm waiting. But, that title, let's go, let's get it. You are the 50 cents to the narc. And I love them narcs that look, don't know our culture. They're like, what the hell? What the hell that be? But it's out there. They'll figure it out. But anyway, you are the 50 cents. And I like the 50 cents. With that sense, you that 50 cents to that narc. That narc don't ever want anyone to know. See, that's the thing when you dealing with narcs. Especially these narcs that think they more powerful than God. Which gets them into the positions that they don't want to be in. It's so many people that can expose the narcs. But it's just so many people that just be like, I just want out. I'm moving around. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. They done. I understand that, and I'm not gonna victim blame them or anything because I can understand that. But you got some people that just ain't gonna let that go. They're either doing it because they have to express how they feel and what they've been through, or they're just taking on the assignment that the Lord gave them for what they've been through. A lot of us have been through so many things, and it doesn't necessarily has to be about a narc. It can be like, things you did and you made mistakes and you don't want anyone else to make the same mistake. It could be anything. It could be buying a house. It could be buying a car. It could be raising kids. It could be cooking. It could be whatever it is that you feel like the mistake that you made and the lessons that you learned, that you just want to share that because you don't want anyone else to go through it. But with these narcs, with narcissism, it's deep. So I applaud anyone that's out there spreading the awareness of narcissism and the abuse, because we got so numb to it over the years until now we got a name for it, and people now with the internet are now expressing it when it was always behind closed doors. It was always a secret. No one ever knew. But now that they can be exposed right now. So you are the 50 cents. And the 50 cents to these damn narcs. Okay? That documentary that 50 got out there right now. First of all, the narcs always put out their own business. Because they always want to have trophies. They always got secrets and lies. They always got things to tie them back to what the hell they done to people. They always got something. There's no way in the world, there's nowhere in the hell that you can be doing all this evil and all this wrong and there's nothing. You mean to tell me there's nothing that can tie you back to it? Like I did the video the other day about them being a criminal, and you're the one person that noticed something about them that can identify them. They think that no matter what they do, there's nothing that can identify them and bring them back to whatever the hell they did, because they get so bold, especially when they're with people that's accepting the abuse for so long. You are their 50. You are their 50. You are the one that they hate the most because you got everything that can expose them. So not only that, you got things that can expose them. They, like I said, he put out stuff that expose them themselves because they know that at the end of their life when they're old and don't nobody want them, they want to have these trophies. That's why they want to record and have all this proof and stuff so they can sit back in their older years and just watch how they were back in the day and kiki and ha with themselves and the devil. But at the end of the day, God always got the last say. That part. God always got the last say. And they don't understand that because they don't believe in God. So, you're the reason, excuse me, you're the reason why they are so fearful, because you know everything. You can expose everything. And I said it, not just you. When I watched the documentary and I saw the part where I didn't know this, but look, I can feel this because Pac was fat and smart. There's nothing more sexier than a smart, talented, gifted, handsome man. And Pac was all that. So I didn't know, I knew a lot of women and a lot of fans loved him, but I didn't know that, Cassie was like feeling Pac way before she even got with this clown. Okay. Narcs got this thing where they got to have everything that you have. Okay. But they also got this weird ass thing where they accuse you of cheating on them way before you ever met them. So whatever she thought, maybe she was a super fan of Pac or whatever, or maybe just a fan, just a fan. He was punishing her for that. Narcs do that. Narcs do that. And even if you are a fan of someone that you will probably never ever see, narcs get jealous of that, because I know with the most evil narc, I was a fan. This guy wasn't like even mainstream, but he was an internet sensation. And I loved his music. And Narc always had something to say about him. Okay? But you are the 50 cents. Because you can unmask and tell everyone, whether they believe it or not, you can expose every damn thing. You don't even have to expose every damn thing. They're going to expose themselves because they cannot hold on to that fake ass mask forever. When they get with you, they're thinking that you're going to be there forever. They don't expect you to be strong enough to get away with anything. Here's the other thing too that I wanted to say. They would either force you or manipulate you into like participating in some of the crap that they do. Stay with me. Whether you want to do it or not, just so they can hold it over your head, so that if they go down, you're going to go down too. They want you to participate in the lifestyle that they always had. So when they left the first supply, they wanted to take certain things from the first supply that they wanted you to carry on in the next relationship. So maybe the first supply that dealt with their crap or dealt with this or did that, they test you, they heat check you to see if you will participate in that. But they got a way to manipulate you to make it seem like it's something innocent. So it will be something like, oh, I always wanted to go to a strip club and I never been to one. Knowing the whole entire time that's all they did with the first damn supply. So now that when you're finally going through it, oh my gosh, that's a big old dog. That's a big one. That's, what is that, the Great Dane? Yeah, that's a big one. I know you feed that dog a lot.
He's old. He's already 11.
He is? How long do they go?
Actually, he passed more. They usually go from 8 to 10.
And you got him extra time. God bless that. Yeah, look at him. What's his name?
Scooby.
Oh, look at you. Bye, Scooby. Bye. You just a big old boy. Look, ain't nobody finna bother you when you walking. Yeah, so I'm sorry, you guys. It's like people walk their dogs here. This is why I like to walk to this place and drive over here, because it's like one of the most peaceful places until people be doing too much with their music. Anyway, so it's like they pick and choose the ones that they want to abuse forever, and then they pick and choose the ones they want to rid. You know what I mean? Like, now, when it get to the point where they can't do nothing, like it's somebody that knows everything about them, but that it's not a relationship or whatever, yeah, they be big scared, big back mad scared. You know what I mean? Because they think they got so much power. And people are out there like, oh, 50 this and 50 that. Nah, 50 don't give it up. 50 not scared. 50 been there, done that. Okay? They want you to be scared. Stand on your 50. That 50 cent is more valuable than 50 cent when you dealing with a narc. Okay? It's way more valuable. It's like with KP. I don't know what KP knew, or why the narc was more scared of KP, but they would try to KP you. Y'all got to figure that part out. But with Cassie, it was just like, nah, I'm just gonna have to just torture you for the rest of your damn life. And now you got these people like, she was not innocent. She was not innocent. Y'all got to understand, like I just said, they would either manipulate you or force you to be a part of some of their evil activities. Look, I'm trying, y'all. And so they can use that later on. To include you. And it was never something that you would do or something you never did. But they got that way, especially when they got that money. I like the way, who was that? I think that was Gene, the bodyguard, security guard, bodyguard. Money, when people be like, well, if they got money, no. Money is what they use to abuse people. Money is what they do to get whatever it is that they want. Those ones that got money, that's why they say money is the root to all evil. And evil people love to get money, and you don't even want to know how they got the money. No integrity at all. Stealing, lying, robbing, conniving, whatever it is that they did to be successful, they got there. But they get jealous of better successful people. People that's more successful, more attractive, they got more, and then they try to copy it. They try to steal the identities of the people that they hate the most. But as long as it's out there in the world or on the web, look, it's receipts. So people can always be like, now I think I bought that pizza way before you bought your pizza. So you don't get credit for this pizza. You know what I mean? They just want you to be the person. First of all, okay, let me go back. Let me back it up. Let me back it up. They want you to be the person to take the blame for who they are. But the main thing, because I'm going to go. The main thing is, it is not just you that can expose them. It's many people that can expose them. So if it's someone that's like higher in power, like this situation that's going on with this guy. Now everybody got something to say. I like what, I don't know who said it, but I like what they said. It took a girl. It took a woman. It took Cassie to open up the floodgates. Now everybody want to come in and say how they was mistreated as well. But it took a woman. It took a woman. Y'all saw them videos running his ugly ass down that hotel hallway with that tail wrapped around like he was so damn mad. Y'all wasn't looking at a person. Y'all was looking at a demon. Self-made demon. Self-raised demon. That part. Self-raised demon. Because it was raised this way. Acting like it was so mad. Acting like she did so much that can harm him. That's what narcs do. They act like it's so much that you can do to harm them. The only thing that you can do to harm them is expose them. Which you're not even exposing them. They expose them themselves. Being the evil that they are, they're nasty, they're demonic, they're evil, and they deserve to go to hell where they're supposed to be. Where they're supposed to be. Anybody that's with a narc that you've been with, just pray for them. Just pray for them, because the narc is going to make sure that they do not escape. They do not escape. Mask off. Ain't no faking in the future. Ain't no future in the faking. Mask off. It's out there. Now, whether you've been with a narc where you got one or two people backing you up, or just you, it doesn't even really matter. That person will figure it out. Don't turn against the people that the narc been with, that tried to tell you that they was the one. Don't turn against them, because these people be the ones that trying to tell you what you need to know. They be trying to tell you what you need to know. And some of these act supplies, some of them are actually just as evil as the narc, because they knew what the narc was, but they wanted out so bad that they didn't care who they set up, so that they can escape. So that they can escape. We're going to talk about that in another video. Some of these supplies that's being abused by the narc will set up other people just so that they can escape. So the truth never comes out. The truth never comes out. But this thing right now that's going on, and like I said, it's probably going to be more videos that I do. But if they think that they could never be exposed, if they think that they are God, if they think that they run this world like that, they are so wrong. You are the 50 Cent. You are the 50 Cent to exposing them. And if it get like so big where you're exposing them, now other people want to be like, yeah, they did that to me too. They did this to me too. It doesn't even have to be in a relationship. It could be a job. It can be a job, or it can be a neighbor, or like if it's a job where people was quitting and going and quitting and going, and everybody's saying the same thing, like it was that manager, it was that manager, it was that manager. And all the good people are leaving, but they keeping this toxic ass manager, because there's always going to be somebody that backed them up to make sure and praise the toxic ass manager. But all the good people like, no, this is why I left. And then next thing you know, HR is getting all these complaints like, no, this is the, and everybody's story is the same. It's collaborating. Okay? So it doesn't always have to be a relationship. It can be the neighbor, that complaining ass, nosy ass neighbor that's going around lying to HOA or calling the cops or whatever on you. And then you got other neighbors like, no, they did that to me too. They did that to me too. And that's why Miss Martha moved, because they did that to Miss Martha. And Miss Martha was an 80-year-old lady. Yeah, they will get exposed. So it's not always a relationship. It can be whatever. It could be whatever. But the scariest thing for a narc is so many people are the 50 Cent that can expose their dumb ass. That can expose them. So they sitting back there shaking like a chicken in a coop in wintertime, trying to lay a damn egg. Hoping and praying and wishing and praying and hoping and wishing that this is all will go away. Like they're living in a dream, but their whole life is a nightmare. They be thinking they can go to sleep and wake up and everything will go away, but they're living in a whole nightmare. And they put people through a whole nightmare, and they think it's so fun. They're so diabolical. There's no way in the world you're not going to be dealing with a narc where it's sadistic, where it's some sexual perverted things going on some lying, some cheating, some stealing, some abusing, some financial. It's always going to be something. It's always going to be something that they're doing that it doesn't harm them, it harms you. But they always think that as long as they got control over you, or money control over you, that they can always have you to abuse, and you're never gonna go nowhere. Y'all, these date sites and these men out there, like, we don't want no gold. Women gonna get to the point they don't even want anything from you, because they know it's gonna come with a cost. I'm not quick to accept anybody's help anymore. I'm not, because I don't want anything coming back thrown in my face like, well, I did what. That's what narcs do. So don't put yourself in that position. Okay? Don't put yourself in that position. You know, God didn't get me in that industry where I was up there with them like that. But, you know, being in theater, doing music, doing plays, doing comedy, I've seen it all as well. I've seen people that thought I should be doing something that I should not be doing when they should be paying me. Or I hire someone to do something and they think that I should be giving them more than paying them. Like, what the hell? Make that make sense. I'm paying you to do a job, or I'm paying you to be in a production, or I'm paying you for this or that, and you still think that I owe you more than me paying you? That's how narcs think. That's how they think. And they everywhere. They're everywhere. But I will say this, and I got to go. They are going to get exactly the karma, and they're going to pay for everything that they ever did to anyone that they ever harmed in this lifetime. I know this one narc that really thought he was Art Damn Kelly. He about to be glad that them bros didn't whoop his ass when he tried to pull the R. Kelly, because he loved him some minors. I don't even know how he talked himself out of that. But narcs got a way to talk themselves out of an ass beating. But when you go 50 Cent on their ass, there's no more talk. So with that being said, there's no more talk. That's my video.